woke up late. I'm still on time. I'll tell you why. In just a second. In 20 of them. Coffee's ready. I'm here. Let's do it. I'm looking at my teeth. Yeah, I think they're getting a little less crooked. Wow. Crazy. 3, 2, 1. Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Today is Friday. It's May 7th, 2021. My name is Jeremy, and this is my first cup of coffee. I'm feeling a little silly this morning, if you can't tell. Had a good day yesterday. Had a good evening. Almost didn't wake up in time. Because in my mostly asleep state, when I hit the snooze bar, I turned the alarm off. And so I went and rolled around and looked up, and it was a little after 6, and I went, yikes, I gotta get up. What are you doing, Jeremy? It's time to get up. So I got up. Yeah, this whole Invisalign thing, what am I on? I just started my 8th tray out of, I don't know, 10,000. It is a very interesting sensation. And honestly, I could probably do 6 days. I'm doing 7. Could probably do 6, but it's easier to remember. On Thursdays, I change them. Now, yesterday was a pretty good day. So I had planned, I think I mentioned this, I had planned to spend the day doing work for a client. Well, we found out pretty early on that work wasn't going to happen. Not because of any fault of mine, but because the very boring, easy thing that they needed me to do, while other people who could do other things did them, that system had changed. It was no longer simple and easy and boring. It was far more complicated and required actually knowing things and not just being able to go, okay, put the information from this box in this box. So I'd carved out a day that I wasn't able to do. But that was okay, because I did plenty of other things, including clean my house. My house hasn't been this clean in months. Now, of course, I did plenty of work in there, including did all the intros and outros. Good morning, Brian. Did all the intros and outros for the podcast episodes that were pending. And I got halfway through one of them and went, this was a video episode. I have to record a video intro and outro. Weird. So I did that. I recorded the bonus episode for Patreon, the bonus video episode, which is a drill that follows along what we've been talking about here with First Cup. In fact, I talk about First Cup a little bit. If you wanted to know, how do you train for martial arts kind of cardio in a way that doesn't suppress your metabolism, I give you a drill for that. I go over what's got to happen, and ideally you have a bag, stand up, hanging, whatever, but you don't have to. So that's the drill. That's on there. I demonstrate, and then you get to hear me not be able to breathe for a few minutes. You can find that on Patreon. What else? Took a couple more steps forward on the magazine. Worked on a few other projects. We're just chipping away, man. It's going well. It's going really well. May or may not be traveling next month. Still figuring that out. But I learned that if I do travel, I am not testing, which means I don't have to worry about training for that. Because when I test, I try to make sure that I want to be the best one on the floor. I want to be the most prepared, I guess I should say. I want there to be absolutely no doubt. And I got other things I can spend that time on. Doesn't mean I won't train, doesn't mean I won't be ready. I'm looking at my beard. I shaved, but I did not trim my beard. Well, I did, I trimmed the mustache. So what's going on today? Headed up to Burlington, headed to the co-working space, got some client work to do, and probably do some more work on the magazine. By the way, if you haven't signed up at Marshall Journal, if you haven't subscribed, you should. We will very soon be sending out an email. In fact, I drafted the form yesterday and sent it over to Justin to get his feedback. We will be emailing people on that list to get them to sign up with their physical address for the paper copy first. If you have not done that, you should do that. If you've done that, you should do it again. I don't know. If you're not sure, definitely do it again. And yeah, got a lot of you. This whole process with the magazine has been really interesting because a lot of people just kind of look at what we're doing and they're going, really? You're going to do a magazine? Because they all think print is dead. Because they're only thinking of print in a traditional model. We are upending tradition. That's what we do at whistlekick. We take what everybody else is doing and we do it better. And that means different. Something can't be the same and better. It's not possible. It is a logical fallacy. What's going on this weekend? Stacy says print is not in capital letters dead. It is not. Good morning to you. I got some more plant stuff I got to deal with this weekend. Hold on. Oh. Let me show you this. This isn't even 2 weeks old. I've got a bunch of zucchini like this that I'm gonna up pot. Oh, you need water. So I got some zucchini. I have 6 of those that I gotta deal with, and some others that seeds aren't coming yet. So I gotta plant some second tries, move things around. It's an interesting time in the garden, in the indoor garden. And the cat, so those of you who watched yesterday, the cat had an episode yesterday morning that was not repeated. She seemed fine yesterday. In fact, she ate a ton overnight. So I'm less concerned now, which is good. Anything else this weekend? Gonna try and get outside. More family stuff tomorrow to help out. And I think that'll probably be most of it. Dinner out with some friends tonight. Looking forward to that. All right, let's see what you all gave me to talk about. I like when you give me stuff to talk about because then I don't have to come up with stuff because, well, that's easier. I don't know what you all want me to talk about, but you might know what you want me to talk about. Oh, and interestingly enough, timing works out. Tomorrow is 2 things. Tomorrow was my dog's birthday, which I don't know if I celebrate, I acknowledge. Nugget, best dog ever. And tomorrow starts my month, my pre-birthday month, when I will stop drinking alcohol. I've done that the last couple of years. It's felt really good. I'm doing it again. It's not easy. It's not easy because when you're social, people are like, oh, have a drink. No, not having a drink right now. And that's okay. The people that I keep around me understand. So, all right, got a couple comments from Frank here. Shout out and thank you to Frank. Oh, we got some jokes first. We've got jokes about boxing, and we have quotes about boxing. Jokes and quotes of boxing. What's the best sport to learn when you're moving? Boxing. I was thinking about spending $100 to watch the boxing match tonight. But why would I spend money to see Mayweather when I can just look outside? Yeah. Did you hear about the boxing pirate? He had a mean left hook. It's a great one. Why was Jupiter banned from competing in the planetary boxing match? He took asteroids. I don't know if these are as funny to you guys, but I love these. A few years back, I used to write jokes. I spent ages trying to make a boxing joke. I just couldn't come up with a punchline. People don't typically wear glasses while boxing. It's more of a contact sport. What is Cardboard's favorite sport? Boxing. I've got a feeling a few of those in there are Frank originals. He mixes them in. It's hard to know when they're his and when they're not. He's got, I'll tell you, I have never known anyone who can just pull a joke out that is appropriate to the subject. Like Frank, when we have our phone calls. He has these great lead-ins. And you may have known people like this. I've known a couple people like this. That the ability to just kind of lightly lay in a joke without that's where it's going, without feeling like you're deviating from the conversation and taking a hard left into a joke. It's pretty special. Stacy says they're both funny in their own right, but also because of the childlike smiles they bring out in you. I like to laugh. I like silly. I like to have fun. I'm at a point where I'm finally feeling like that again. All right, so our quotes today are about Sonny Liston, professional boxer. Sonny Liston, if he were still alive, tomorrow, the 8th, would be his 89th birthday. Hey, cat hair in my beard. Big shock. We got some quotes here. A boxing match is like a cowboy movie. There's got to be good guys and there's got to be bad guys. And that's what people pay for, to see the bad guys get beat. Yeah. And this is what martial arts competition doesn't get. If you think of your typical martial arts competition, it is really, really hard for for somebody who is not a martial artist and not engaged in one side or the other in a combat aspect, or one person competing in, say, a forearms or a breaking aspect, to really get into it. If you take somebody who doesn't know martial arts and you plunk them down in front of point sparring, some kind of non-full contact combat division, they don't know what they're watching. Who's winning? And that is what makes it really hard. What happens in point sparring? There's generally a big clash, and somebody's awarded a point. It's really hard to figure that out. And that's something that is going to take a lot of sway, a lot of money, something we're working on, to change the industry. Because until that changes, people aren't going to watch. It's just the truth. When you watch any other sport, you don't have to know a lot to know who's winning. Basketball, what's the score? Football, what's the score? Soccer, hockey, golf, what's the score? Boxing, which guy looks like he's getting punched in the face more? He's losing, or she. MMA, who looks like they're getting beat up more? They're losing. Olympic Taekwondo, they do their thing and there's a score. It's really hard to correlate for people. And until we fix that, it's not going to change. Forums is even harder. That person did that dance and that person did that dance, but that person won. Why? I don't know. That person danced better. At least in figure skating, they break it down a little bit between technical and creative. I've been advocating for that for years, and I've heard there are some competitions that do that, and they should. It makes scoring it easier as a referee. We'll get there. I have reached my goal as heavyweight champion. When you reach your goal, you have to be proud and dignified. You represent something and you have a responsibility to live up to it. As champion, I have the opportunity to do things that otherwise might not be possible otherwise. It's an awkward quote. When someone reaches a certain standing, when someone is recognized as the best at something, we have expectations of them. Society has expectations of them. When you have a high-level martial artist, there's expectations of them. People have expectations of me. We all have expectations of each other. But that's not always the reality. What we expect of people is not always what they're able to deliver. And it's that gap that creates issues. We expect, for some reason, celebrities to be of value beyond the thing that gave them their celebrity. The best example I can give is Kanye West. Kanye West is a brilliant musician. People have a hard time with Kanye West not being a good person and all of these other things. Why? Just because someone is a talented musician or actor or writer or martial artist doesn't mean that they are what you want them to be. Now, in the case of martial arts, I would say more often than not, if someone's been training a long time, they're probably a good person, they're probably kind. When I think of the people that I've met, the people that we've had on the show, people I've trained with, communicated with at seminar, any of them, most of them have been exceptional people. And the irony is, with a few exceptions that I will not name, the more prominent they are, the better the person they are. Bill Wallace is the perfect example of someone who is awesome. I could call Bill later today. I wouldn't call him this early, but I could call Bill later today and just say, "Hi, Bill. It's Jeremy. I just wanted to say hi." And he would probably give me 2 to 3 minutes on the phone and say, "Okay, I gotta go, Jeremy," because he's a busy guy. Now, I'm not going to do that because I know he's a busy guy, and hopefully I'll see him soon. But think of how many people do that. Think of how many people are clamoring for his attention and have been for decades, and he hasn't pushed them all aside. He still engages with the people that care about him, that look up to him. And it can be tiring. I get a lot of email. I get a lot of people from people who listen to the show, who watch this show, who buy our products, and the vast majority of it is very positive, very complimentary. And if you've ever emailed me, I write back. And I try to write back to everything. Once in a while, somebody sends something that's like, "I'm not going to dignify this," and I'll delete it. But most of the time, yeah, I'm going to write you back. Now, I am in no way suggesting that I am on the same level as Bill Wallace. I am suggesting that I think in the continuum of understanding, I am somewhere on it. Because I know that the responsibility I've placed on myself of writing people back can be... There are times when it feels challenging because you get a whole bunch of email and you're like, oh my gosh, I write people back. I've got to write people back. I've got to write back to all these emails. I'm so overwhelmed. Well, that's okay. You do what you can. And our last Sonny Liston quote, hey, give me some other stuff for Monday. Drop me some things in the comments. Blue. I had nothing when I was a kid, but a lot of brothers and sisters, a helpless mother, and a father who didn't care about any of us. I promise everyone that I will be a decent, respectable champion. See, there's more of the, kind of more of the same. And where does that come from? You know, in this case, he's talking about being better than how he was raised. I think that's something, that's a goal that most of us have. You know, whether it's your own family or a group of people that you feel responsible for. I don't have kids, but I have whistlekick. I have all of you. And I'm doing my best. And I will continue to do my best to help and support the industry and the individuals that are in it. When I say that in the intro, you know, we're here to support the martial arts. It's not lip service. It's really not. Our business model really is what I've said it is. It really is. Let's get people in. Let's keep them in. Let's get them training, and some of those people will buy some things. If you take a look at what we, not only what we've done, but I think more specifically what we've not done, there are some things that we could do that would be economically advantageous. We could put out trainings on technique. We don't do that. We could put together, I don't know, a group of schools that are, you know, under the whistlekick umbrella and get marketing benefit from that. We don't do that. I've had people approach me for a rank. I don't do that. It's not about me. It's not about us. It's about us. And sometimes that's tough. That can be challenging at times. It really can. Coffee's good today. A sad little zucchini. Roots aren't coming out the bottom yet. So I'll just put some more dirt in and build it up. I'm not sad that I've done what I've done in starting whistlekick. But I don't think I realized how much I was biting off. I didn't realize the responsibility of it all. It's tough sometimes. But fortunately, there are wonderful people who help me out. And amazing people who support what we're doing and give me emotional support and give us some financial support. People like you, some of you out there. And that's what helps me keep going. All right. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go have a great Friday and a great weekend, and I hope you do the same. I hope to see you back here on Monday. I hope if you haven't, you check out yesterday's episode of Martial Arts Radio that Andrew and I did, revisiting martial arts etiquette at 6:03. Get over to martialjournal.com. Make sure you're on the email list so we can send you the form to fill out with your address. What else? Subscribe. I spaced out. Subscribe because we do the show every weekday, 6:30 a.m. U.S. Eastern Time, right here on YouTube. Catch it later in your podcast feed if you want as an audio show. And thank you. Just thank you. Hope you have a good day. I'll see you Monday. Take care, everybody. Peace.